Presently, we are litigating the case on behalf of Mumia in the United States Supreme Court. And the issue is one, and that is the death penalty. I've been specializing in defending people in murder cases, people who are facing the death penalty, for 3 decades, and I win my cases. This case is different, and what makes it more complex is that it's been A, riddled with racism, and B, lawyers before me in the case made many, many mistakes, which are plaguing us today. A lot of human rights organizations, from Amnesty International, here in France there's a collective that's composed of 80 different groups. There is the NAACP Legal Defense Fund in New York. There are a lot of organizations, and the NAACP in the United States, and a lot of groups, other groups here in Europe, such as in Berlin, that are very supportive of the freedom of Mumia. Be that as it may, that does not guarantee anything about saving his life. The government always wants to kill my clients. That's part of the job. That comes with the territory. But I have never seen a case in which there is so much zeal, so much passion to kill a client as there is for Mumia. I think one thing that people need to bear in mind is that Mumia Abu-Jamal is first and foremost, it's in the essence of his being, in his blood. He's a journalist. He's a writer. He was a very prominent writer when he was arrested in December of 1981. He was known then as the voice of the voiceless. And the authorities thought when they put him on death row, they weren't satisfied just to lock him up for life in prison. They felt that if they could kill him, they would silence him. But the contrary has happened. He's more vocal today. He's heard and read by more people, far more than when he was arrested. Because, as you know, Mumia constantly, he's written 6 books from death row, small cell on death row. He constantly, continually writes about human rights issues. And people have asked me, would you prefer that your client be quiet so it'd make it easier for you to save his life? And no, I do not feel that way, because that's part of what makes him a person. He has become a symbol in the worldwide campaign against the death penalty as a spokesperson for all those on death rows. It has created a better environment. Does it erase racism? No, it's still there, and it's very much alive in Mumia's case. If Mumia were not black, they would not be trying to kill him as vigorously as is occurring today. If Mumia were not a reporter, probably even more so than his, I'm not sure more so, they're both equal. But if he were not a journalist, if he were not a reporter, if he were not writing and speaking out against injustice, as applying his trade as a reporter, there would not be such passion against him. And I have a message for people from Mumia, and that is, he does not want to die. But he will die rather than compromise his beliefs and what he stands for in fighting against injustice.